at the nylon. I said, if the worst comes to, I'll pee on myself, but I don't want the pee to be on to enter my seat, because if it enters, the smell is never going to go away. So, and I also said, okay, I remember that I have a towel in my trunk. I said, okay, if I see a clear place, I will clear my car somewhere, and go and get the towel and put it, and just look for a way to pull my pants and pee on the towel while I use the nylon bag. While I use the grocery bag, not nylon bag, okay, nylon bag is also grocery bag. While I use the grocery bag to put on my butt, so that when I'm peeing, the pee is not going to stain, it's not going to enter my seats, my car seats. That was what I just thought about. So guy, I want to tell you a story. I don't know, as I'm just driving now, I was just thinking about the very first time I came to the country, I came to the States. By the way, what's wrong with that man? By the way, I live in California with my family. We are a family of 5, and my name is Ifunanya, Neya for short, or Ifi. You can call me Neya, you can call me Ifi. That is my name. So this morning, something just came to my mind. I've just been thinking. I don't know why I am thinking about what I'm thinking. Do you know what I've been thinking? I've been thinking about the very first time I came to the United States here. You know how people will be talking about culture shock, culture shock, culture shock. I'm going to do a full video about my own experience, my own culture shock or cultural shock, whatever. But this particular one was just, apart from being a culture shock, was more of my expectation. Oh, the road is blocked. I am in for a problem. Jesus Christ. I think something happened. The police has blocked the way. The police has blocked the way. See, I can't pass. Something is wrong here. Where will I go to now? Oh my God, this is a problem. See, I don't even know where I'm driving to right now. Where will I take now? Okay, let me go and take Folsom Boulevard. Let me take this side. If I take here, where am I going to? Where is this side leading me to? I don't know. So I'll go this side. Oh my God. I have to think of where my exit route now. The whole place is blocked. So I have to think of my exit route. Meanwhile, how will I even take it? Okay, I will take here, take my former office, and okay, I know where I will take now. Okay, I know how I'm gonna go. So let me continue with my story. When I got with 2016, when I came to California, United States of America, the minute we landed, my husband came to pick us up from the airport. By the way, I came in with my son. My son was 10 years old that time, 2016. So my husband came to pick us up from the airport, and straight to the house we went. So when we got to the house, my husband was living in an apartment complex. This complex had so many buildings, about 20 or thereabouts. Yeah, it was a very big place. So my husband was living in one of the buildings. It was a story building, just one story building. So he was living upstairs. So when we got there, we went to he opened the door, and we entered the living room. From the living room to the dining room, I would say the living room and the dining room were just, together. Then, you know how they build houses here? Everything, the living room, dining room, and the kitchen, they are almost in the same place, you understand? So, but this place was very, very small, like very, very small. Then my husband showed us the bedroom and the bathroom. The bedroom was just by the left-hand side, and he asked us to make ourselves comfortable and helped me pack my things inside. Ooh, see Christmas. So wow, people are really out for this Christmas celebration. So my husband, we packed everything, and trust me, I was coming from Nigeria, so I packed everything packable. So trust me, I was coming from Nigeria, and it was I was entitled to 4 luggages, myself to my son too. So plus our hand carry-on, my handbag. So I filled everything with everything you can think of. No only human head now, no carry come. So we brought everything now. Like everything I brought, everywhere was filled up. There was no space. So in my head, I was like, okay, this is the penthouse. I don't know what prompted me to think that my husband's apartment then was a penthouse. This is my former office. Ooh, I miss this place. What's going on? This place is blocked again. What is going on today? No, something is wrong. See, this place is blocked again. They even asked us to turn around. Oh God, I'm in for big trouble today. How do I even go? I don't even know where I am now. See? So guys, yesterday, I didn't know that yesterday was actually the 40th marathon race in California. Yesterday was California International Marathon Day. It was the 40th marathon race in California yesterday, Sunday. I never knew. So yesterday I closed from work and I was heading home. So I said, because sometimes when I'm driving, I start getting ideas of what to do. It's like when I'm driving is my how do I put it? Is a time I kind of use to meditate. Is a time I think, I don't know, whenever I just hit, most especially if I'm driving long distance, I start thinking of ideas of what to do, understand? They start coming to my head. Things that ordinarily when I'm at home, I cannot even think about them. I'll start getting those kind of ideas when I'm driving. Oftentimes I've noticed it happens to me whenever I'm driving, most especially when I'm on a long distance drive. So I was coming back from work, and you guys know that my workplace, from my workplace to my house is like 1 hour drive. So I was just driving. I was talking about the first time. What was the first shocker that shocked me when I came to the US here? And one of the things that really shocked me when I came to the US here was my husband, where my husband was living. That was what I was talking to you guys yesterday. I was trying to, while I was driving, I was just trying to relieve everything, you understand, and see if I can edit it and bring it out fine. And I went on my way, I saw that the whole place was blocked. Like the whole place was blocked yesterday. If you see what happened to me yesterday, oh my God. As I was just thinking about how the different things that I saw in America here that was different from where I was coming from, I was just putting them in my head, just analyzing them in my head, just, analyzing them in my head with the hope that when I get home, maybe this week, I'll put them together. That was what I was just saying. And sometimes I just set my camera and I'll be talking to myself, you understand, as if I am talking to my audience. That's what I do when I'm driving. So I don't forget, because I might finish thinking about these things, and when I get home, I'll forget everything. So sometimes, since I cannot put them into writing the minute they are coming, I just set my camera as I'm going. Anything I remember, I'll just be talking about it. You understand? So that was how I got to enter into the city. I saw that the whole road was blocked. I thought maybe there was an accident or something like that, and they were just diverting us to another route. So I know the route very well. So I used that route to, to get to my city, because I was coming from one city to another city. So I was like, I got oh my God. This thing I'm just talking about it. I'm smiling. Yesterday I was not smiling. No. Yesterday I was crying. See, I went to the other side. I drove like maybe 20 minutes and I got to the other side. The other side was blocked. That was when it dawned on me. I said, okay. I didn't still realize that they were doing marathon, because if they are doing marathon, just know that day the whole major cities are closed. So I didn't still know what was happening. And America now, who are you going to ask questions? Every day, everybody is in their car. The policemen self, they are just somewhere doing their own thing. You don't see anybody to even ask any question. If it's in Nigeria, Shebi, you will just roll down. If it's in Nigeria, all you have to do is pull down your glass and just bring out your head and ask somebody, Madam, I beg, sister, I beg, what did they happen? Why they block road? And people will be there to tell you what to do. But not in America here. Everybody just they mind their business. Everybody did their car, they drive, they go. You understand? So I was still driving. I got to the other end. It was blocked. I said, okay, maybe there is because sometimes when they are chasing criminals, they'll block the whole place until they get the person. But I looked around. I said, but there's no helicopter, because if they block places like that, there will always be helicopter that will be hovering around. So, there will always be helicopter hovering around. But I didn't see any helicopter. I went to the other side. I went to the other side. Okay. Now, at this point, I was beginning to get irritated. I was getting angry, because here I am wasting my gas that I'm just trying to manage my gas, because gas is very expensive now. And here I am, everywhere I go to, the police are barricaded everywhere, no place to enter. And everybody was just turning their cars. I don't even know where I was going. At that point, when I went to the second place, the place was blocked. I drove again to another route I know to enter into my city. The place was barricaded again. That was when I was beginning to sing. I said, what is really happening? What is really happening? There, at that point in time, I didn't know where to go to again. All the routes I know this time, I have exhausted them. And this driving has already taken 1 hour. Like, I have spent 1 hour. This is a journey that from my office to my work, from my office to my house, takes me close to 1 hour when I'm going home. But when I'm coming back, because when I'm going home, when I'm going to work, it takes me like 40-45 minutes, because it's at night. I work nights, so mostly at night traffic is not much like that. But in the mornings, traffic is always on the high side. So at this point in time, I have spent 1 hour and I still have to drive into my city that is going to take me close to another 30 minutes to get to. And I have already exhausted 1 hour driving all over the city without heading to my own city. What is going on? That was when I started. Then this time around, it was around 8. This is something I left my office 7:30 that morning. This time around, it was already 8:30, 8:45. You understand? And I'm still yet to know where I am. At this point in time, I have to bring out my GPS. Because where I was, I didn't know the route I was at this point. I've exhausted all the routes I know since I came to California. Now I have to use my GPS. I said, okay. I on my GPS. I forgot that my GPS, I disabled freeway on my GPS. Freeway is like the major. Freeway is the highway. I've already disabled the highway on my GPS. So I put on my GPS now. My GPS to look for another route to take me out. My GPS was sending me back to where I was coming from again. At this point in time, I was pressed, and where I was, there was no shops, there was no place I could just, maybe all these Mr. Biggs, you know, all these places or gas station, I could just dash out and just go and pee. There was no one around where I was. And I was pressed. When I mean I was pressed, to the extent I started thinking in my car, what if I cannot hold this pee? If I can't hold this pee, what will happen? I grabbed, there was a nylon bag. I used to buy something by the side of my chair there, by this passenger seat. There was this nylon bag. I used to buy something from Walmart at the side on the passenger seat. I grabbed it. I removed everything inside. So I was like, if the worst comes to, I will pee on my body, because at this point in time, I don't know where I was. I don't know how to get to my city. I was highly pressed. When I mean my pee, I was crying. When I mean crying, I was crying. Water, like I was literally crying. Here I am, I was lost. Here I am, I was pressed. Now I don't know what is wrong with my GPS. So I looked at the nylon. I said, if the worst comes to, I'll pee on myself, but I don't want the pee to be on to enter my seat, because if it enters, the smell is never going to go away. So and I also said, okay, I remember that I have a towel in my trunk. I said, okay, if I see a clear place, I will clear my car somewhere, and go and get the towel and put it, and just look for a way to pull my pants and pee on the towel while I use the nylon bag. While I use the grocery bag, not nylon bag, okay, nylon bag is also grocery bag. While I use the grocery bag to put on my butt, so that when I'm peeing, the pee is not going to stain, it's not going to enter my seats, my car seats. That was what I just thought about. So there and there, so I was just thinking about and looking for where to clear so I can just do my business. I remember that my GPS, I disabled my GPS from the freeway, because I was trying to get to the freeway, but my GPS kept taking me around. So I now remember that I disabled my freeway entrance on my GPS. That was, I turned down, I on my GPS. I have to go back again. I refreshed my GPS, put it on, take me to freeway. That was how the GPS started. You know how it started rerouting, it will start rerouting until it took me to the freeway side. So, but before I could get to the freeway, where I was still, I have to still drive up to 45 minutes to get to my house. I'm sorry, I'm not telling. The whole thing I went back yesterday is just coming back. So I might not be telling the story the way I want, because this time around, I'm just reliving everything that happened to me yesterday. So at this point, sisters, at this point, brothers, guess what happened? The pee was almost falling from my peeing spots. The pee was almost falling from my pee. What is the pee? The pee was almost falling out. So the minute my GPS just told me that I can now drive through the freeway entrance, I said, where am I? I don't even know where I am. So I have to drive. At this point, I couldn't come down to do any of my business, because so at this point, my GPS was rerouting. At this point, I couldn't come down to do my business, because cars were everywhere, because everybody was trying to look for a way out. You understand? The fact that the whole major cities were closed, you cannot get into your city, was making people to just drive all over the place. So there were cars all over the place. There is no how I would be able to pull my pants down to do my business, to urinate inside my car. There's no how I'll be able to pull my pants down to urinate inside my car without somebody seeing me. And if you see this, my glasses are not tinted, so you can literally see me from outside. So it was, if I start doing anything, if I start pulling it, somebody will be wanting, because the whole cars everywhere was jam-packed. I couldn't do anything. So in my head, I was like, how do I get home? How do I get home? Will I be able to hold this pee? How can I pee in my car? If I finally pee in my car, for the next 1 year, this car will not stop smelling of pee. What will I do? How do I come down? Where do I go? I was just driving. I was looking, and this time around, we are driving inside the town. We're driving inside streets. We're driving inside the street, so there is no grocery store around inside the street, because you know these groceries, they have a way they have a way of building grocery stores here. They don't just build stores inside residential areas here. So but this time around, I was in the deep of the street. I was driving from street to street before I could, my GPS, because I don't know where I was, so I was just at the mercy of my GPS. At this point in time, my GPS was just taking me around, turn to this street, turn to street A, turn to street B, turn to street C, turn to, that was how I was turning. Still I was able to hit the freeway entrance. And you know, freeway, there's no how you cannot stop on the freeway. Freeway is just carry go. There's no how you stop on the freeway. I checked the time it would take me to get to my house. It was almost 30 minutes to get to my house. I said, how can I hold this P for the next 30 minutes? This is what I'm thinking. I was crying. I was shedding tears. All my body was shaking. I was shedding tears. All I said, God, please, Father, just take me home. Just take me home. And if you know me very well, I hate driving freeway. And not in that state I was not in the right frame of mind at this point in time. I was crying. I was pressed with pee. I was pressed. I was almost peeing in my car at this point in time, but I was still holding it. This was how I was just driving. I was doing like this. I was driving like old woman. I was just, oh God, please help me, God, please don't let me pee on my body, please, God. How am I going to explain that I peed on my body? God, please hold this pee. Let me go to my house, or let me see a shop, or let me see a grocery store that I can go, or gas station that I can go. God, please. That was how I was crying. I guess some people that might have seen me will be wondering what is making this girl cry. So I started driving. So I got, so you know how freeway is. Once you enter freeway, you have entered freeway. This thing took me from one freeway entrance to another freeway entrance. I didn't know I had that kind of, sometimes when you are faced with some challenges, some difficult situation that you feel like ordinarily you won't be able to maneuver it, you won't be able to deal with it. Ordinarily, there are some difficult situations. Ordinarily, you would think that you can be able to maneuver it. You would think like, this thing, I can deal with this thing. But when that thing happens to you, when you're face to face with that situation, your number 6 will kick. Something in you will just snap. Like, you will handle that situation more than a pro. That was exactly what happened to me yesterday. The way I was driving on freeway, from one freeway to another freeway, these are places that I've not driven before. If you know me very well, since I started driving in California here, I try as much as possible to avoid freeway, except it is extremely necessary. So I don't really know most of the freeway here. But I used almost 3 different freeways yesterday before I could get to my location. So when I finally got into my own town, now into my own city now, then I started noticing routes. I started noticing most of the roads because all this while that I was driving in the freeway, I don't even know where I was. I was just at the mercy of my GPS. But when I entered my city, at this point, I now knew where I was. You understand? I now knew where I was. And gradually, even though I was still pressed, but now I was not at the mercy of my GPS. Because once, if you're using GPS and if you're not very smart with how GPS works, you might get into an accident. You understand? So you have to be very, 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 very conversant with how GPS works, so you don't go and kill yourself or kill somebody. So my dear, that was how I got into my city. And once I got into my city, then I saw McDonald's. I said, okay, let me stop at McDonald's and just rush and go into McDonald's. But I told myself, because I was so pressed, the minute I put my feet down, I'm going to start peeing. There's no 2 ways about it. The minute I put my feet down to rush into McDonald's or any shops, because I saw McDonald's, I saw Carl's Jr., I saw Walmart as I was driving. But the thing is, from where I would drop my car, I would park my car, to entering these places, to go into their restroom, I would start peeing on my body. So I was like, how can I go there? So I was like, there's no need, because this is I'm just going to pee on my body before I even get to the entrance of McDonald's door. Like, I am literally going to pee on my body. So let me just start driving. So luckily it was a Sunday, and you know traffic is not too much on Sundays. You understand? It was a Sunday and traffic was not too much. That was what even saved me the most. So I was driving. As I was getting close to house, I remembered I said I called my son. Luckily he picked his phone. I said, please open the door, open the front door, don't leave the door wide open, just open it so when I come I can just open it. I can just, you know, open the door and just come inside. He said, okay mommy. He said, what is it? Are you okay? I said, I'm not okay. I'm almost peeing on my body. He's like, he was like, go to any of the groceries. So I said, this boy, you don't understand. Please leave me. That was how your sister got home. As I was getting home, my GPS was still on. The minute I got home, I could not get down from my car because the pee was already coming out. I stopped my car and I heard myself. I was walking like old woman. I was so my son was at the door waiting for me. So he didn't understand why I have to call in such a way. So as I opened the door, he has already opened it. So what is it? I rushed down. As I was going, the pee was already dropping. I went to the what's it called? In the minute I got home, I went to the toilet. My daughter was sitting there, and somehow as I was driving all this while I was driving, I was like, I hope there's nobody in the toilet. So I was thinking, which of the toilet will I use? Okay, what if somebody is in the down toilet? Hey, can I be able to climb upstairs to use the upstairs toilet? That was what I was thinking of as I was driving. Ask me what happened when I got to my house. Ask me what happened. My little girl Luna was in the toilet there. The downstairs, they have their toilet upstairs, but they like using the toilet downstairs. She was in the toilet downstairs. And the minute I got her, I said, Mama, what are you doing? She said, Mommy, I'm peeing. I grabbed her hand like this, flicked down from the toilet. She was surprised. I just grabbed her hand like this, pulled her out from the toilet, and the minute I was just sitting on the toilet, my daughter was like, Mommy, what is it? Are you okay? Like, the way she was looking at me, like, you didn't allow me finish my pee. I said, please. My sister, that was how, let me drink water first. That was how yesterday went. That was how my yesterday went. That was how my yesterday went. After I finished peeing, this was how I was breathing for the next 10 minutes. I have to sit down for my bladder to get itself back. I have to sit down. And at this point in time, I was tired. So my husband was like, everybody were asking me, what is wrong? What went wrong? So I was like, you guys, there's no how I will explain to you that you understand. So I later told my husband what I went through. He was like, good for me. I have always told you to learn how to use the freeway. You don't ever listen to me. Now you were forced to use the freeway. That is the best teacher for you. That is the end of my story. Because at this point in time, my dear, that is how my yesterday went. Yesterday I could not do anything. As I got home, I just showered and I slept. See, I am saying this thing now. It looks as if it's drama, it's film. You will not understand what I went through yesterday. You will not understand. Driving for almost 3 hours without knowing where I was yesterday was not my mind talk. It was not my mind talk. Something that would have taken me for just 1 hour. I ended up driving for almost 3 hours. For 3 hours yesterday, my dear sisters and brothers in the Lord. It was a day indeed. So that was how my yesterday went. So tell me what you think in the comment section. And please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe now. Do you want me to cry before you subscribe? Help me and subscribe now. Why are you not subscribing to my channel? What do you want me to be doing that you like? Just tell me what I'm doing that you don't like, that is making you not to subscribe to my channel. Just give me one thing that I'm doing that you don't like. I will change. If you want more content, different content, let me know. I just want you to subscribe now. Subscribe to my channel. God bless you, okay? Please, I'm begging you, just subscribe. Help me, support me by subscribing. You don't have to pay money. You don't pay money for subscription. Sure, you know. You don't pay money. It's not like all those ones you pay money. You don't pay money here. It's free. Just subscribe. Honestly, it's just free. And I promise I'll be giving you correct content, correct story. I have a lot of stories to tell, oh, beautiful stories, but sometimes when I want to tell it, I'm like, who is gonna listen to it now? Like, I don't have enough community, you understand? And sometimes is I need encouragement, and the only way I can get that encouragement is if you people subscribe. If I see people subscribing to my channel on daily basis, it's gonna give me that encouragement to do more videos. Okay, until I come your way next time, I remain your girl Neya from Neya's Family Channel. Continue to be blessed.